Hi all, this is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather's fabulous on this Memorial Day weekend. I wish you all the best times possible for you and your families on this Memorial Day weekend. I hope you all have a barbecue scheduled if you like that sort of thing. Beach activities, fun in the sun, wherever you may live. I think Memorial Day, besides being a very patriotic holiday, of course, is the unofficial start of summer. And let me salute all those veterans out there. Thank you for your service on this Memorial Day weekend. And to all those brothers and sisters that we lost in wars and in combat, we give our moment of solemn moment of silence, solemn silence. Yeah. Okay, now having said that, let's get right to it. Dr. J is optimistic that the markets will not collapse any further, maybe a little bit further. But as I've been saying all along, we're not going back out of the bull and into a cyclical bear until we get a blow-off cis boom bar rally in the penny stocks, first in the rut. So I want to see it in the rut. I've recently allocated more money into the Russell 2000 ETF called IWM. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I often do that because what's the good of expressing my sentiment, my ideas, unless I think enough of them that I too am doing it. Today we're going to discuss again some of my favorite things. We're going to discuss the Dow Jones Industrial Average, show why I think quite likely the low is in. We're going to look at, that's the only index we're going to look at. We're going to look at the CVM again, because I think it's a phenomenal gamble for a binary event that's coming up shortly. And if I haven't already told you about it, if you haven't heard me tell you about it, I will tell you about it again when we get to it. But I think it's an it's a lose all, win all proposition. And my money is on it to win all. And if I lose all, it wouldn't be the first time. But I think it's a phenomenal bet relative to the odds that you're getting. So I feel it's compelling enough for me to take the risk. Then again, I am a risk taker. In addition, I'm going to look at athx, which is one of my favorite long-term little bio plays. Not too much longer anymore. I think we're a year away from top-line results in its phase 3 study in Japan, partnered with Helios KK on ischemic stroke. That will be the answer to whether it zooms or not. I think it will zoom. I think it'll zoom prior to that because in anticipation of those results, these stocks usually run up. There's also other studies from multi-stem, including acute respiratory distress syndrome, which I've mentioned before, odds, and myocardial infarction. But the biggie is definitely ischemic stroke. I don't know why I'm getting a glare from the window here. See if I can do something about that. Probably made it worse. Yeah, I definitely made it worse. Hopefully you can still see me. In addition to those, I'm adding Voyager. I want to look at Voyager again. Chris, you asked me what happened to Voyager. I said stocks go up, stocks go down. Nothing happened to it. It came off its highs of 25.5 after a prolonged run from $9 to go into the 21s, and now it's nudging back up to around, I think, $23. So I think it's just normal price action for Voyager on a downward market. It's doing remarkably well. Another biotech that's doing remarkably well on a down market is Acasti Pharmaceuticals. I think that's the name, ACASTI. A symbol ACST. It's a tiny little company, over 100 million in market cap, and with small volume, but a product that I think will rival Amarin's Visipa. And I think it could be a similar result, a jump from 88 cents, where it is now, to something like $8 on good news down the road. They're in phase 3 on their study, so I don't know how much down the road we're talking. But in the meanwhile, I think there will be a lot of buying going on between now and the end of the trials, especially if the Visipa starts to do better and Amarin does better. Okay, I know phase 2 results look pretty darn good to me, so I like that one enough to buy it. I bought it about a week or 2 ago. I told you guys about it then. I bought it at like 79 cents. It's 88 cents on the close on Friday. It actually went to 92 cents. The one threat with that one is that what happened? Oh, there I go. The one threat with that one is a reverse split to comply with NASDAQ regulation that it remain over $1 a share. Of course, it's close enough, and it has 6 months to comply. I think it's close enough to make a run over $1. I expect it will. So I'm not that worried about a reverse split, but Dr. J does not like reverse splits. So upon news of a reverse split, I usually am the first one to have my finger on the sell button. So let's take a look at all these names. I don't know if there's any that I forgot. Probably the Potsdam Kronos, I'm charting that as well. Maybe afterwards we'll all light up. I'm just kidding. Light up only if it's legal. Okay. And legal is a funny term. It's legal in the state, but not in the federal government, according to federal laws. Very tricky stuff. I just want to make sure that I am indeed screen sharing here. It looks that way. Yeah. Okay, so let's look first at the Dow. We've looked at this before. This is the daily. My contention is we bottomed out about 2 weeks ago on the 13th of May. Today is the 25th of May, so that would be 12 days ago. 25,222. We put in a higher low on Thursday at 25,657. And on Friday, we really had an indecisive day when we were up early, closed up, but not by much, only 95 points, or 0.37%. They could have been trading at double that. It had a gain of at least double that earlier in the day. So did it take out the high of Thursday? I don't think so. The high of Thursday was 25,657 compared to Friday's high, 25,670, 25,670. Oh, so we did take it out. So we put in 25,670. And on Thursday, 25, 657. It's funny, when you look at it, doesn't it look like the Thursday was higher? But I guess you just can't tell. So we put in a higher high and a higher low yesterday. And the Thursday candle is going to stand as a low, which is a higher low than the one on the 13th. And all we have to do to satisfy Dr. J that we're really coming out of this funk is to make a new high next, greater than the high on 517 of 25,948. So I'm looking for a rally next week that takes us above this purple line, which is a 50-day, above 26,000. I'm looking for a nice little pop in all the indices, in particular the Dow, which we're looking at now. Of course, I like the RUT, the IWM. It's the most volatile. It was down the most on Thursday. It was up the most on Friday on the four indices. That is the SPX, the SPY, the diamonds, DIA, the IWM, and Qs. Okay, dxbrf is Dixie Brands. I haven't bought this. I don't think I think I bought it. I don't remember now. I tell you, no, I didn't buy it. I almost pulled the trigger. I think I put in a buy order, but it didn't get it on Friday. This is a rather large looking chart, maybe too large looking. So let's make it shorter. First of all, it's a 1 week chart. I'd rather look at the daily. Look at this 1 week chart while we have it. And it is interesting to look at the candle that was formed on the week ending the 24th. Not only engulfed the week before, but it engulfed the week before that, and it engulfed the week before that. So you're looking at an engulfing candle that engulfed 3 weeks in a row. That's a very interesting candle, very bullish sign. And the high fell short of the high of the 4 weeks ago, I think. The high was 91.99. This high was 90.30. So I'd like to see a continuation of this, obviously. And I think it's quite likely we could be testing a buck right up here. Right up here. Let's just take a look at the daily. The daily doesn't look quite as good because even though we have one, two, three, 4 new high, 4 days in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row with higher highs and higher lows. I'm not thrilled with the final sell-off on Friday. The sell-off on Dixie Brands took us from over 90 cents to 88 cents. That doesn't sound like a lot, and maybe it's not so meaningful on low volume, but I don't like that kind of candle. I like a candle more like this one, which has a longer shadow, lower shadow than it does upper shadow. This one is more like a what do you want to call it? Also almost like a gravestone doji, not far away. So I don't love that candle, especially coming at the top of a rally. And we did rally from 66 cents all the way to 90 cents. So that's quite a run. It might be possible or probable even that we retest or look for support at the 50-day at 83, about 83 cents. It's possible we go down another couple of points. Oh, we closed at 85 cents. That's even worse. So this was quite a give back from 90 cents to 85 cents. I would expect a continuation down to 83 cents. If that holds, I would be extremely bullish. Or if come Monday, for whatever reason, we continue to rally, that's continued very bullish. So right now I'm a little hesitant. I would probably be buying if it pulls back, and I probably will buy on a pullback. CVM, sell side. Sell side is a very, very good all or nothing play. If you have the stomach for that. Not sure I still have the stomach for it, but I'm in it to win it. Come hell or high water, I'm staying till the data is red. And again, if the data of its head and neck cancer trial, phase 3 with over 900 participants, is as good as the CEO thinks it's going to be, this will be a phenomenal gain. And if the data, if it doesn't meet its primary endpoints, it will be a tremendous walloping down to below $1. So it's an all or nothing play. I'm in it to win it. I expect 459, if that's what it is now, which it is, let's say 460. A 10-time move is possible on this particular stock, especially if it meets its secondary and tertiary endpoints as well. Oh, I mean, I think it's quite possible it could be looking at a $46 stock. So conservatively, 5 to 1, probably a $25 stock. And with a little bit of imagination, a $46 stock, almost overnight, versus a penny stock, which it could easily become. So depends on whether you like to roll the dice or not. There's again, all or nothing. What are the true odds here? It's hard to say what the true odds are based on the price action lately, assuming that the public knows what they're doing, then it's an underdog, right? At first it looked like a big favorite running up to $8. But now with this constant sell-off, although there was a nice bounce yesterday, with the constant sell-off day after day after day, you have to think part of it profit taking, part of it is a short attack. And the short attack usually has some logic behind it. Shorts don't short for no reason. I mean, they day trade a lot on the short side, but this has a larger and larger short position in it. So there was a hit piece in SA, and that gave the impetus to the downside. The shareholders meeting didn't seem to help, even though the CEO was brimming with enthusiasm. His behavior was, some might describe it as borderline, not professional. I don't really care. I want to see brimming with enthusiasm. I don't care if it wasn't professional. I don't care if he did an Irish jig or whatever he did. So that's just me. I like CEOs that have irrational exuberance. Better if it's rational exuberance, but I want to see that gumption, that desire to win, that positive thinking on the part of the CEO. I love that. It doesn't always mean it's going to be that the CEO is right, but he's got his money where his mouth is as well, at 1 million shares worth. So he's envisioning becoming a super duper millionaire almost overnight. And it could happen. I mean, his 1.1 could easily turn into 50 million. I mean, 50 times. 1 million times 5. He's got $5 million worth of it now. It could easily turn into 250 million. Okay, and I hope it does. So let him be a big winner. I'll be a big winner. All the true believers will be big winners, and the shorts will be big losers. I personally can't see being short here. The risk is pretty great. You're laying very big odds. Is it really a 10-to-1 underdog of succeeding? Phase 2 results were pretty damn good. The independent data monitoring committee said continue the trials, which means that it looks like it has at least a decent chance of meeting its primary outcome of less than of a 10% gain in life expectancy over standard of care. So we'll see. Let's say it is an underdog. I don't think it's more than a 2 or 3 to 1 shot. I think you're getting 9 to 1. So even if it is a 2 or 3 to 1 underdog, and you're getting 9 to 1, if you play those kind of bets often enough, you're going to come out pretty good. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm thinking maybe it's a 2 to 1 underdog, let's say, hypothetically. So I'm willing to lose 2 out of 3 times with an opportunity to make 10 times my money 1 out of 3 times. Simple mathematics. And that's what I think it is. Of course, you can ask somebody else and they'll say it's a true 10 to 1 underdog. So I don't know. From the evidence I'm looking at, it looks pretty possible that it meets its primary endpoints, or pretty likely even. Personally, I don't even know if it's a 2 to 1 underdog. I think it's about an even money shot. All right, Ephesus. I just didn't want to say even money when I'm getting 10 to 1 because it sounds crazy. And maybe it is crazy. Ephesus, here's another one that could go up 10 times overnight, but I think you got to wait a year on this one until we get readout from the Japanese trial on ischemic stroke. In the meanwhile, there could be short-term catalysts like data coming in from other studies like the odds or myocardial infarction. I'm not sure what the time frame is for data readouts on those trials. I know the odds trial is moving along pretty good. I don't know about the other one. I know in theory they're doing work on myocardial infarction. I believe there's some kind of clinical trial, but I could be wrong. I'm really not paying that strict attention to the fundamentals, but I am paying strict attention to the chart because I want to know if I should do a swing trade in here. And I like the double bottom that it put in at $1.77, and the fact that it made a very nice high on Friday. True, gave back a lot, but it still closed at $1.79. And if it opens to the positive side on Tuesday and continues positive somewhat after the open, I'll probably take a swing trade position in addition to my core position, looking for with a stop at 73 cents and a take profit at 214, let's say, something along those lines. So I think there's a good chance to swing to new highs to new recent highs above 203, but maybe below this resistance. The resistance being that I drew at 215. So it's a nice swing trade, let's say $1.80 to 215, with a stop at $1.73, risking 7 cents to make 35 cents. That's very good odds. It's 5 to 1, right? Yeah, something like that. All right, so that's where we are with Ephesus. Chronos, we've looked at that chart over and over again. Really, more than the chart, you have to like the fundamental fact that Altria Group owns 49% of the company. So Altria Group is calling the shots here for Chronos. I mean, this is virtually not an independent company anymore. 49% is virtually a controlling interest. So Altria is really the de facto owner of this particular marijuana play, this Canadian marijuana play. And I like that. I like the Altria Group having their fingers in the stew. And I think the stew is going to come out very, very good down the road, with Altria Group probably buying it out somewhere down the road. In the meanwhile, and in between time, I think we're going to have fun with this stock as it starts to move back up above the 50, above the upper trend line, to the next channel where it came down out of. I think it trades higher. I think the breakout could be almost at any time with any kind of good news. If the sector gets hot, this will get hot, hot, hot. Voyager, by the way, the Dixie Brands is another one. That's a marijuana play, and they have. It's not really a marijuana play; it's a CBD play, cannabinoid play, and they're mixing cannabinoids into everything. They have a tablet, kind of like an Alka-Seltzer cannabinoid drink. You dissolve it in, I guess, in water, and you get a pleasant tasting mixture of CBDs and vitamins, or CBDs and turmeric, or CBDs and something else. And the something else mixing with the CBDs determines whether it's for stress or it's for whatever, pain, you name it. So I like Dixie Brands. I like the fundamentals. I'm looking to get in right about here. Let's look at finally, let's go back to Chronos. The chart is very good here. What do you want me to say? You know, it had a weak close to the day on Friday, so what? That's how I see it. So I like Chronos. I'm not going to spend too much time on the chart, but I rated it strong buy, along with CGC, which also has a significant stakeholder in STZ, I think the maker of Corona beer. Okay, so Voyager. Voyager is a Parkinson's drug play. It's an RNAi, and it's had a phenomenal chart. It did have a little pullback. I think the time to buy this is on any dip. I know it received a recent nice price target by one of the brokerages. What can I say? They also moving forward in their trials, clinical trials, and hopefully they'll succeed in getting this drug to market. and that while they're succeeding, the price will keep moving up. So this could be, with any luck, a $100 stock eventually. Starting from my $9 investment, I would love it to go to $100. Even $50 would be very nice. Even the $25 that it's at is a very nice gain. I could cash in at any time, but I choose not to. So the chart is very nice. I mean, you can see that it's back in its channel after trading not far below it and hugging the lower trend line anyway. So it never really got too negative as far as I'm concerned. Still following the trend line up, still following the lower trend line. I'd like to see it hit the $25 level and hit that upper trend line. So let it get back firmly into this channel. That would make me very happy. I like Voyager on any pullback. Acasti Pharmaceuticals. This one I talked a lot about in the intro, so I'm not going to talk that much about it now, but I will show the chart. The chart is very nice. Again, we've had a very poor market, a very poor biotech market in particular, since this low on May 13th. And we've done nothing but go up, making a high here on the 23rd of 93 cents. That's a very nice little move going up. And we pulled back a little on Friday. Well, that's normal. You got to give back a little sometimes. So it closed at 88 cents. It had been trading at 91 cents. Again, no big deal. I do own this. I own it since 79 cents. And I probably will buy more. I like it because I like the product, which I talked to. The drug itself, I think, has tremendous potential. It not only lowers triglycerides in phase 2 studies, it shows the potential to lower LDL cholesterol and raise HDL cholesterol. It's a win-win drug, and it could be better than Vascepa, or at least as good. I think there's room in this space for another prescription omega-3 type drug. So I like it. I think they're in phase 3. I believe so. Yeah, they're in phase 3. I just don't know the timeline. Okay, so there we have it. Sorry if I repeated myself a couple of times, but sometimes it's worth repeating. Okay, so let's get back to the camera so I can bid you all a great Memorial Day weekend. Have fun fun and sun at the beach, at the park, playing ball, having barbecues. Peace. Shalom, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao. Hasta mañana, hasta la vista, hasta whatever.